Tom had always been a quiet resident in the neighborhood, keeping to himself while maintaining his backyard, where he kept a few beehives. Beekeeping had been a passion of his for years, and his bees produced some of the richest golden honey in town. Every morning he would check on the hives, ensuring the bees were healthy and the honeycombs were thriving. It was a peaceful routine until Karen got involved. Karen, the self-proclaimed president of the HOA, had always been nosy, poking around in people's business and enforcing ridiculous rules that only seemed to apply when she felt like it. She had often made passive-aggressive remarks about Tom's beehives, claiming they were a nuisance, even though they were neatly tucked away in his fenced backyard. Tom knew she was the type to escalate things over nothing, but he never expected her to take things this far. One bright morning, Tom stepped outside with his usual cup of coffee, ready to check on his bees, when he saw something that made him freeze. Karen was standing in his backyard, one hand gripping a jar of honey she had clearly taken from his storage shelf, and the other pointing a finger at him like he was the intruder. "You can't keep all this honey to yourself, Tom. This is a community, and I'm making sure we all benefit," she declared with a smug smile. Tom blinked, trying to process the sheer audacity of her actions. "Karen, that's my honey, my bees, my property. You can't just waltz into my yard and take it," Karen scoffed. "Oh, please, you don't even have a proper permit for those bees. The HOA has been discussing this for a while, and I decided to take action. And besides, the HOA should get a share of everything in this neighborhood." Tom clenched his jaw, taking a deep breath to stay calm. "First of all, I don't need an HOA permit because beekeeping is perfectly legal on private property. Second, you just trespassed and stole my property." Karen smirked, waving him off. "Oh, don't be dramatic. What are you going to do? Call the cops?" Tom sighed, shaking his head. "Actually, Karen, I don't need to call the cops." Before she could respond, the sound of police sirens filled the air. Karen's face paled as a squad car pulled up in front of Tom's house. Two officers stepped out, one of them, Officer Daniels, immediately recognizing Tom. "Chief, everything okay?" Daniels asked, giving Karen a sharp look before glancing at the honey jar in her hand. Karen's mouth fell open. "Chief? What? He's the..." Tom folded his arms. "That's right, Karen. I'm the police chief, and you just broke into my property and stole from me." Karen stumbled back, dropping the honey jar onto the grass. I didn't know. I thought you could get away with it?" Tom interrupted, raising an eyebrow. "That's called theft, and trespassing, and harassment." Officer Daniels took a step forward. "Ma'am, I think you need to come with us for questioning." Karen stammered, looking around frantically as if hoping for someone to save her. But the few neighbors watching from their windows only shook their heads. No one wanted to back her up this time. As Karen was escorted to the patrol car, Tom bent down, picked up the jar of honey, and smirked. "Next time you want some honey, Karen, maybe just ask." Karen sat in the back of the squad car, her face red with embarrassment. She had spent years trying to control the neighborhood, but today she had messed with the wrong person.